Did you pack the flashlight, the blanket, and the map? It's a real adventure, the trail you're looking at. I'm glad you came. For a while I thought you might be bailing. Is that the same yellow shirt you used to wear? But 1,000 years seem like almost no time now. This guitar right here, do you still remember how I played for you? I was crappy, but you sang along, and I thought you knew I could die to keep you near. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. I don't need to go over old and useless words. What you said, what I said, that might have made it worse. We're here again at the same spot where we kissed the first time. I swear my pain's far away, long gone by now. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We could get back to this, catching up what we missed, or we could just relive that summer night. For all I can, we can spend the firewood till it's end. Nobody's gonna force the morning. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That star's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That stuff's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight.
Oh baby, it's so damn dramatic. Sometimes I don't know where to go. Oh, he's my sunshine and my headache, but I keep coming back for more. So scary to admit that I'm falling for you while looking in your eyes. And there is nothing that I wouldn't do. I keep trying to break through, 'cause he got me so high. Just watching him, time flies. Make love to him daytime. I can't get enough. Yeah, he got me so high. Just watching him, time flies. Make love to him daytime. I can't get enough. 'Cause it's you that I love. I got to have it. You that I yearn for. So why you wanna let this go? I got to have it. You that I yearn for. So why you wanna let this go? You say I'm shady. What do you mean, boy? I try to figure out what's on your mind. If I could, I would give you the whole world. Just let me get close to you tonight. 'Cause he got me so high. Just watching him, time flies. Make love to him daytime. I can't get enough. Yeah, he got me so high. Just watching him, time flies. Make love to him daytime. I can't get enough. 'Cause it's you that I love. I got to have it. You that I yearn for. So why you wanna let this go? I got to have it. You that I yearn for. So why you wanna let this? You that I love. I got to have it. You that I yearn for. So why you wanna let this go? I got to have it. You that I yearn for. So why you wanna let this go? Why? He got me so high, just watching him, time
One step forward and another back. I would never try to fool ya. I'm one heartbeat away from going mad. Girl, when you're looking like that. Closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you. Yeah, got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Girl, I need you. How many times do I wanna yell? 'Cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on the bed and you undressed. Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. You're smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Every moment is another chance. Loving you is all I wanted. I'm wide open for a love affair. Girl, when you're looking like that. Closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you. Yeah, got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Damn, girl, I need you. How many times do I wanna yell? 'Cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on your bed and you undressed. Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. You're smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I can never resist it. Smiling like that, I can never resist it.
I wanna be a weekend lover. Yeah, I'ma be the best damn lover you got. I wanna mess up your covers. I don't wanna meet your mother. Never ever ask me how I've been. Remember why you have my number. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to you. Here's your time to shine. Now show me what you can do. The way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling. I ain't got no time for romance, but baby, I don't want to lead you on. Not looking for something steady, not ready for that. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to you. Here's your time to shine. Now show me what you can do. Make a move. The way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling. Every breath that we're taking, with every step you're falling.
Hello everyone, thanks for sticking around toward the end of the video. I'm just gonna show a little bit of the setting and some of the JPEG and as well as the raw files to you. So this is the white balance shift that I set this time. So this one is red is 2, blue is -2, so it is in the lower right quadrant. So you can see that the more you go down this path from here, the more you are getting more warm tone in here, and the more you're going opposite, the more the green tint and the blue tint. So because it is 1 hour before sunset, I first set to the red 2, blue 2, blue -2, so that later on I set it to 3 because I want even more golden hour for the sunlight. So it depends on your environment. You can just set it to 2 to 4 in between, based on your environment and situation and the quality of light. So yeah, that's the quick setting before I'm going through the JPEG. So the left side is the JPEG, you can see the .jpeg, and then the right hand side is in the Capture One. You can check out the Capture One links in my description if you want to do the 30-day trial. It's free, and then you can open your Fuji RAW files. To me, the Capture One has more like initial load of the color, like more closer to the JPEG, so it's better than the Lightroom initial load of the color. So, and that's a nice base to start with, and as well as you can access different kind of the built-in filter, like for example classic chrome. You can do classic chrome here, and then ProNet High probably too strong in here. And if you want to start with the internal, you can do it here also. So just different things you can work with in the compressed RAW file. Let me, in the beginning of the video, I was talking about AFS. In that label, I was saying AFS. So let me zoom in a little bit. So this time I didn't use IAF, I just point to the face area so that it is in focus for the 1.0. It was shot at wide open 1.0, 1/2200 seconds, ISO 160. So that's the setting, and you can see that it is sharper than the AFC. Definitely is sharper than AFC. In order to compare, I opened the other day, 2 days ago. That was in the previous video, and let me zoom in a little bit more. You can see that it definitely gained more detail on the eyes. So I would recommend to use AFS, the single point focus. So let me see this one. So that's 2 days ago. So yeah, it's sharper when you are doing like AFS for this lens. That I noticed. I think it's because it has very shallow depth of field, and then the AFC sometimes slightly miss the eyebrows or something, like, you know, like sometimes focusing on the eyebrows instead of the eyes. That's my experiment. So that's why I use the AFS to just see some difference between yesterday's shoot and the 2 days before yesterday's shoot. So I feel like it's sharper. Okay, yeah, this initial color, this initial load, the raw file, the Capture One is the background area is warmer, the initial low, but in the JPEG you can see that it is colder tone. But you can see that the eyes are sharper, and this one doesn't have sharpening applied to it. You can just apply the sharpening here, but I just want to see show you the raw file, the color rendering, the initial low in the Capture One. But you can see the eyes are sharper than the one that previously. So let me open the one that I opened 2 days ago. Again, let me go open here. So you can see that the eyebrows are definitely sharper. So the focusing mode, I think, is important when you're using this lens. Just one thing to keep in mind, that if you use an IAF, sometimes it might miss the target. So that's one of the improvement the Fuji can do, just to improve the IAF so that people can get more confidence on the IAF in the AFC mode. I'm just using a single point focus, as you've seen in the video. You can just see one box right there. And then so this one, so let me zoom in. So you can see that this one I set it to +3, -3 already. It is warmer for the white balance because the sunlight the sunlight was even golden, like more golden color, and definitely the sharpness is better this time when I'm using the AFS. You can see that more details on the eyebrows, and then the reflection of the sunlight on the eyes. So that's pretty sharp to me. That of course it's not like the digital sharp like the Canon RF85 that I saw in the 2 days ago, but it is sharp enough, like clear enough for me. Initial, this is the SOOC sharp, and you can apply a little bit more sharpness if you want, but that's the straight out of the camera shot. So that's also notice this side is a little bit warmer in the shadow area. You can see that the difference when you initially load it into the capture one. You can change this in the post by different options as well as the color temperature. But I just want to show you the initial load in the raw file as well as the initial JPEG. So the next one, yep, the same consistent like warmer shadow background in the capture one. And then let me zoom in a little bit more. The bokeh is very nice and smooth in the background. It has a Fuji characteristic of the smoothness in it as well. So let me zoom in a little bit more. Yep, so I think that's even that's sharper than the one that I shot 2 days ago using AFC. So AFS is the way to go. That's why and this one, there's a car was driving by, and then there's a headlight, and then there's a tail lights. So headlights bokeh and tail light bokeh. I just want to show a little bit of the shape right there, so you can see the different bokeh shape right there. And capture one also consistently warmer initial load for the initial load of the shadow area. You can I think it's good when it is sunset hour. It's good to start with a warmer color, but it doesn't hurt this one also. This one has a cleaner color in here as well. So yep, a little bit of the oval shape, that's fine to me. You can see that it is very smooth on the trees in the back. This is actually a car that is about 12 feet away from the model, and it is blur out like a lot already. You cannot see the headlights and then what kind of brand of the car it is. So that's one inspection on the bokeh. And on the eyes, so the square was on here, on this here, so it's around the face, so you can see that the lips are in focus. So it's very narrow depth of field. You can see around here in this depth right there are in focus. So the last one is also a similar one, but it's with just a different bokeh right here. And let me zoom in to see. So this one, it seems like the left eye is more in focus. So this one, the AFS. But in terms of the bokeh, is consistent with the previous photo. Yep, you can see that it is oval shape also. So yeah, that's my quick comparison of the JPEG and RAW in terms of the color, as well as the one that I shot 2 days ago, just to see if it is helpful just to use AFS. You can see that this one, it was AFS. The eyebrows, it was not as clear as the one that we shot yesterday. So the yesterday's one, if we open that again, so that's the difference between AFS and AFC. So AFC, not just only AFC, AFC IAF also. The other thing I want to talk about is the exposure metering. If you have this only, I think I noticed in the Fuji X-T3 and X-T4 or the new X sensor. If you have IAF, every time you press the shutter, it meter on the eyes or the face, so that it will change the brightness and darkness on the fly dynamically. But when I'm shooting backlight, I think I will use without IAF, because if you use a multi-metering, it's better, it's more consistent, so that the photos are more consistent in terms of exposure. It won't change that much every time I press the shutter, because it meter overall plus average plus because the multimetering is I think it's overall lighting, so that it won't change that much. Sometimes if I'm just using IAF and then AFC, it changes dynamically very frequently. Sometimes it's darker and then sometimes it's lighter. That's one thing I noticed. That's one of the advantages of using the AFS if you're shooting portrait backlights. And I have been shooting AFS like before already, like X-T1, X-T2, and then some of the X-T3, and then X-T3 came out the IAF, and I was trying the IAF. So that's my long-term review. I think for backlights, it's better to use AFS and single point focus without IAF for Fujifilm X line. So that's my hopefully they have more firmware update just to make sure, or they can let the user decide if it is IAF, they can change to multi instead of that eye metering. Sometimes I want some flexibility of non-using the IAF metering. And I think the Sony A7 III has the setting that face metering when using multi or something. There's one setting for Sony. I hope there's a similar setting in the firmware update, or they change something behind the scene to make it better for backlights. So that's just my thoughts on this. The whole conclusion is the AFS this shoot. I just want to see to get the maximum sharpness out of this 50 f1.0. Yep. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more video coming up. Bye.